I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. So, okay, first things first. Thumbs up if my volume is good. Thumbs down if you can't hear me or it's redlining, it's pegging out. You know, we do this every single time. So let me know in chat. Let's see. And I'm trying to see my live chat. So, yes. And while we're doing this, well, let me see if anybody can actually hear me. Okay, so I will say hello, Jessica. Hello, Harmony in life. Hello, my perspective. Hey, snarky priest. Jessica, Harmony, snarky priest, Corey, coconut, skinny queen. Hey there. Um, oh my, we've had quite the interesting last 48 hours. So, hey, Aunt Amy, good to see you. I'm glad to see you. Hey, Christine B. Hello, hello. Grateful Life. Hello. Um, I said hi to Corey Coconut. Hey, Goose Chuck, good to see you. Yeah, so just so everybody knows, I got to run around for like 2 seconds. Okay, so my voice isn't too loud. I'm not like pegging out and blowing anybody's eardrums. Let me know if that's a problem. And I need to turn another light on. And yeah, Corey, this arc, this arc is the ultimate fuck around and find out. Hey, Jules, good to see you. Okay, I'm gonna turn the light on. I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I have another Blackberry pie I need to make. I got half of my jam to set up, as you've seen, and I'm sorry that my daily vlog today was just I had nothing to give. So before we get into it all, I don't know if anybody else is like this, but I don't like change. And everybody says, oh, I don't like change. No, I really don't like change. It is stressful, and I'm a pretty happy-go-lucky person. But when it comes to like change, like let's say your phone breaks and you got to get a new phone, that causes me an immense amount of stress. And so trying to get my phone switched over to this new phone and everything, it's it's uh it's crushing. Like it is soul crushing to me, and I don't know why I'm like that. Change really upsets me. You know, if it's my idea, it's fine, but it seems like really when it comes to technology, like, you know, most people would be excited, like, oh, I get a new laptop. Oh no, that for me is the worst thing that can happen, having to get a new laptop or having to get a new iPad or having to deal with the new operating system. It is not only soul crushing, but it's almost I get paralyzed. And that's kind of where I've been with this phone. Like I literally spent all day, like I'm starting to tear up even talking about this, but I'm trying not to cry. I spent all day messing with this goddamn phone, and like it's still not fixed. And did I lose my contacts? And it's like, and it's ridiculous because it's a phone. Who cares? But I don't know what it is, but you know, it's upsetting. So I've had a day. But Harmony in life to the rescue. Checked my post office box today, and like it's like this woman, she's like my soothsayer or something. Like she knows. And so not only did I get some unicorn snot, which is this awesome translucent, like this shiny duochromed, like you can't really see it, but it's this gorgeous and it shifts colors. I'm going to use it for my D&D character, the Tiefling. But she also sent me this Grow Your Groceries. It's this little mini garden kit. So like I can just, you know, sit inside, and there's like little things like, you know, Chinese cabbage and all these weird things like I would never dare on my own. So thank you, Harmony. Like what was a complete and total train wreck of a day to the point where I wanted to lay in the bedroom and cry like a bitch. It's because here's what I know. If you put good stuff out into the world, and I'm not saying I'm a great person, but I try to be positive. I try to be a good person. If you put those things out, those things come back to you. It's when you speak ill and you put bad things out into the universe. I'm 1,000% a believer that that's going to come back on you tenfold. So, I try to be a decent human. And because I was being a decent human being this year, I got unicorn snot. Life is good. So I can deal with the phone. I have to go to the Verizon store. I have to get help because all the photos from my contacts are gone. It's just the whole thing. So to get a hold of anybody, I have to pull. So I'm basically using the new phone to film my YouTube stuff, but I'm having to pull the SIM card out and throw it in the old phone if I want to text or make phone calls because, yeah, technology. Okay, let me say hi to everybody. All right, I said hi to Corey Coconut. Hey, Amber R. Hey, Nat B from Canada. Is Chantal doing you guys proud? Does it make you feel good to be a Canadian when she's saying she's from Canada? Man, you guys need to take a vote her off the island. That's what I'd do. Goose Chuck, you and Nat talk. I said hi to, hey, Leanie Bo. Hey, Blondie. Hey, I said hi to Christine B. Bunny Melon B. Hello. Ariana S. Hello. I'm trying to see, have I missed anybody? If I said hi to Snarky Priest. If I didn't say hi to you, please speak up in chat. I don't want anybody to feel ignored. There's some people I watch, and sometimes it feels like they're only talking to one or two people in chat, and it bothers me. Like, hey, there's a bunch of other people here. Pay attention to us. Heck no, we don't want her. I'll wait for her with my crossbow. Hey, it's Ray. Good to see you. Okay, I'll let everybody kind of do a little bit of BSing. I have some notes. Starting, let's see, we did a live like 4 or 5 days ago, so I have some notes of stuff starting from the day after that going to now. I have some thoughts. And you know what? I'm gobsmacked, man, of all the people on the planet Chins could have tangled with. Because, I'm not super familiar with that other world with the horror cows and stuff, because I kind of steer clear of, because, girl world, people can get a little snarky and a little doxing goes on, but overall, it's not too bad. I know there are other communities on YouTube where they do not have boundaries, and they take things as like laws as like a challenge to see what they can get away with. That's why I don't mess with people like that. And for Chins to come on here and to lip off the way she did, oh, Lord have mercy. Bless her heart. The only sad thing I'm going to say, like, we'll review it all, but the only thing I will say is everybody's like, oh, here's what I know about Chantal. Chantal is arrogant, and the only thing she cares about is herself. So the only reason she would be upset that they're messing with her family is because my opinion, is because it's a direct affront to her. It has nothing to do with that. It hurts her family and it makes their life hell. It's because it embarrasses her. Everything's about her. And so, but then again, on the other side of the coin, that's what happened. I'm a firm believer. People like Chantal don't come about in a vacuum, usually. So this is what happens when you enable a terrible person in your family and you don't call bullshit and you don't cut them out of your life. That's, like I said, just so you know, but I feel bad. And I will say this, I really hope that Buster the dog, that's not okay. They're now involving the animals. So I just really hope that Buster's okay and somebody doesn't swipe him off the porch. You know what I mean? That's where my heart breaks is, I worry about Buster. He didn't he wants no part of this, and he can't stand chins as much as the rest of us. So, hey, Susie, good to see you. Okay, I think I've said hello to everybody. Let me get my stuff out. I have a bunch of blackberries, so I need to make another blackberry pie because believe it or not, from the one I made the other day, Mr. Grebo already plowed through the entire thing, ate it all. So, okay, chat amongst yourself. Hey, Laura, good to see you. Laura's here, yay! So let me get a couple more things ready. I'll turn the light on, and then we will have a conversation while I make some pie. Uno momento. I'm literally going to do a Chantal and step away because I'm not ready. I think you can hear me when I'm over here, though, because I have my wireless headphones on. Let me know if you can hear me okay. So if you can hear me while I'm off camera, please let me know. And if it sounds like I'm way across the room and you can't hear me, let me know that too. Okay. Okay. I'll pull this off the fridge. Mr. Grebo, he uses the fridge as a dumping ground for everything. Okay. Okay, let me look at chat real quick and then we'll start getting going on this pie. Oh, good. You guys can hear me. Amped Amy. Marty doesn't care about virtues or anything, by the way, people. He fully admits he's a bad guy. He doesn't have limits. I agree, Amy. He has 0 fucks to give, but he's honest about it. He's one up on Chantal because Chantal's out here cosplaying as a decent human being, and we all know that's not the truth. Okay, I said hi to Susie. Let's see. Cobra entertains me with his cooking videos. Dude is nuts. Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of them, but I need to. Let's see. Yeah, Marty, did you take out? Oh, thank you, Leanie. I am now going to turn the pull the smoke detectors down for anybody that shows up to bad baking and questionable cooking. As Leanie has pointed out, my smoke detectors are incredibly heat sensitive, and if I don't pull them down now, they will go off as soon as I turn the oven on. So thank you, Leanie. Like literally, you're like my manager when it comes to this. So let me pull them down. Mr. Grebo's in bed because he's got to get up at 3 a.m. and he's got to be south of Portland, so it's a bit of a drive for him. So he went to bed early. Okay, let me. You like my sign? I was pretty proud of myself here. If it's blurring out, I can just freeze it at one color. I kind of like the orange. I had to get creative and turn a 3 backwards because I was out of E's. All right, come on. All right, we'll leave it at that color. Okay, so I'll get the blackberries out and then we'll start discussing. Yeah, karma is coming, Nat. I 1000%. Marty needs to go after her monetization. Marty, I think Marty, hey, yarn enthusiast, good to see you. I want to make sure I said hi to Laura. Hey, crab apples, hello. If I haven't said hello to somebody, please let me know in chat because I don't want anybody to feel like they're being ignored. I know what it's like to roll into chat and not get acknowledged. It makes me feel bad. So, all right, let me go back in my notes. We'll get to Marty. Are there any clips or anything that anybody like really wants to watch? Because I have the other iPad. I brought my disco cylinder out here. So if there's anything. Power on. Bluetooth. Uh-oh. I might have screwed up. Can you guys still hear me? I'm hoping the disco cylinder didn't pair with this iPad, because then you guys won't be able to hear me. So let me know if you can still hear me. I'm really not organized. I'm not good at this. Like, there's high tech, there's low tech, and then there's no tech. I'm somewhere between low tech and no tech. All right, disco cylinder needs to pair. Let's see. Come on. Why is my disco cylinder not pairing? Oh, I know what it did. Hold on. I have to go into this thing. I haven't still hear me. I had to unpair the disco cylinder with. There it goes. Connected. All right. Whoopsie. Yep. Okay, am I still muffled, or is it better? Okay, so what happened is my disco cylinder paired with this thing, which means I had to turn the Bluetooth off on this thing so it would uncouple with the disco cylinder, so then I could turn the Bluetooth back on to pair with the headphones I have on, and this thing won't pair on its own, and then I could connect it to the other iPad. Clear as mud. Welcome to my life. Okay. So, okay, we will be making, I'm going to make yet another Blackberry pie. Oh, let me show you, Mr. Grebo. So I have all these left from the other day. Okay. And not only do I have those, but yesterday, Mr. Grebo, he was worried I was running low on blackberries, and he's really liking these blackberry pies. And like, I've got enough jam, but he was worried we were going to run out of blackberries for blackberry pie. So he went and picked a few more yesterday. Two-and-a-half gallon bucket, nearly another gallon, plus all these. So yeah, I think we're set on blackberries for a hot minute. And the beauty is because where we live down at the end of this dead, where there's no through traffic where we are. I'm in a trailer park, right? We're scary enough. I live in a trailer park. There's plenty of crazy people living here. So there's no reason for people to be walking through here or anything. And the county doesn't come back in here because we're surrounded. There's farms and stuff around us. It's still zoned agricultural, even though we're in the city, which is kind of nice. So we don't have to worry about like a subdivision going up. So back behind here, there's a ton of Himalayan blackberries, which are invasive and take over, and they're terrible plants. But they don't get sprayed. People don't really know they're there, and they're really productive. So we could just go back there, and it's like having our own private blackberry patch. It's great. Let's see. Yeah, you know what, RNS? I don't think I have enough blackberries. I should send Mr. Grebo. He's threatening to go out. Well, tomorrow's Friday, and he's going to go out of town. He wants to head clear up to Seattle to go fishing in Puget Sound. So, I'll probably be here by myself all weekend. It'll be quiet. It'll be clean. All right, let me see. Yeah, as far as the Himalayan blackberries, Nat B, well, Goose Chuck can tell you about this. They're an invasive species everywhere on the West Coast, and they'll take over. They'll rip houses down. Hey, Rip Curl, good to see you. Yeah, so around here, if you have a lot or anything, even a house that you live in, if you're not on top of it within a year, the Himalayan blackberries they'll grow up, and they pull sheds and all kinds of stuff down, and they're like fiberglass. They're just vicious thorns. They make roses look like a walk in the park, and they've got these huge runners, and they'll just start going up over houses, and they destroy things. So back towards the back part, there's a big chunk where the farmers around here, they don't keep it mowed or anything. And so I would guess it's probably a half-acre patch of blackberry bushes back there. So it's a fair few blackberries. So I'm going to take all these. What I'm going to do is I'm making another pie. And okay, I'm going to be honest. Bad baking, questionable cooking. I'm not good with dough. So I need to learn how to make like a decent, easy pie dough. So if anybody has a recipe for pie dough and like, you know, a fairly simple one that like, I don't know, a drunk monkey who took a short yellow bus could follow, please, please, please email it to me. My email's on my about page of my YouTube channel, or leave it in a comment. I would really like it because right now I'm currently I'm having Mr. Grebo pick up. Well, and it's also an ease thing because, you know, I have days where sometimes being upright is rough. So, but like these pie crusts, you know, like, you know, the store brand ones, these used to be a like $1.68 to $1.98 maybe. They're up to almost $3 now. So it's getting pretty expensive. And me and Snivel and Weasel buy our flour and sugar and stuff kind of bulk. So yeah, you know, $2.70 to $3 isn't a ridiculous amount of money, but it's quite a bit when I could make one for a third of what these cost. So if somebody please has a pie crust recipe that somebody like me could follow, that would be awesome. I would appreciate it. But here's how I know Mr. Grebo wants pie is he will come home and he will just quietly put one of these in the fridge, which is a hint like, oh, I'm eating the last of the pie. And if it's not too much trouble, could you just quickly whip me up another one? So yeah, these are great for last minute, you know, I don't have any energy, but I really do need to make some of my own also. All right, there we go. We got the disco cylinder if we want to watch something. Your grandma always said to use ice water. Yes, that's the thing with us, because like when you're making dough, it's same when you're making biscuit, you got to keep the butter really cold. That I know that's a thing. Like what same when you're making biscuits, you got to keep the butter really cold. Pull it out of the freezer. So anybody that has a pie crust, here's pie crust. Hey Dax, good to see you. I said hi to Crab Apples. I said hi to Rip Curl. Sorry, I'm trying to. If you say something and you want me to acknowledge it, yes, Ariana, Himalayan blackberries are invasive but delicious. But they will jack your house up. Once you've let them grow up over something, the humidity really builds up in there and the bugs and stuff. And so they will very quickly rot a house, like very quickly. Once you see there's blackberries up on a house, because, you know, somebody will sell a house like, you know, it's been uninhabited for 2 years, but the roof is good. But if you see blackberries growing up next to it, yeah, you're going to want to get it inspected because there's a good chance there's some serious rot going on. So Goose Truck can tell you about it. She's similar climate. Hey, Ratapus, did you see the naked woman in the bakery department? What? There's a naked woman in the bakery? Sounds like a health code violation, rat, right? Can you imagine? My question would be is how would you get the hairnet to stay on? Hey, Skinny Queen, hello. Yes, crab apples. Let's see, if I had a choice between having wisteria, Himalayan blackberries grows a lot quicker, and it's the bushes themselves that do the damage. But wisteria is much slower growing. But once the wisteria gets growing, not only do the vines mess up the roof, but the wisteria roots will jack up the foundation. When I moved over here from the East Coast, because I graduated from uh, a university on the East Coast, and there was this gorgeous, well, it could have been gorgeous. It was this house from the 1820s, and it was beautiful. And they'd had ornate wisteria that the family had allowed to grow up, right? And it looked all good. Well, when the wisteria started dying, and like the great grandson came in and cut it down, it ripped literally half the roof off. And this was an old house that had those big slate roofs, like actual rock roofs, and it destroyed that house. So yeah, wisteria. So the two wisteria plants I have in the backyard, Mr. Grebo's like, oh, you should plant them up next to the house. I'm like, okay, dude, we live in a trailer. No. And number two, no, these as you know, double white sit on cement pads. You don't want wisteria anywhere around that because it'll get under it and just destroy it. So I put them along the fence. And I didn't even put the wisteria by the poles that hold the fence up because I don't want the roots to make it all cattywampus. So yeah, wisteria and Himalayan blackberries will ruin your day. Okay, that was my rant on that. Sorry. You're getting pounded with rain, Dax? Enjoy the rain while you can, though, because there's some places. Yeah, wisteria. So I had friends on the East Coast whose parents bought a house, gorgeous garden and everything. Well, they started having really bad septic problems, right? They couldn't figure it out. Well, when they finally pulled the lid, they dug down and pulled the lid off of the septic system, the wisteria roots had completely filled in. You know how there's the where the septic, it's like before it goes to the drain field where all the solids settle out and everything like that. And it was probably 10 feet wide by 16 feet long by 6 feet deep, and the wisteria roots had completely filled it up. So there was no septic tank left. The wisteria had completely filled it up. And so you're like, well, just cut the roots out. Well, that was going to jack up a bunch of wisteria plants, which they realized that a lot of the yard and stuff, there was so much wisteria roots that if they just killed the wisteria, it was just, let's just say it was a thing. Wisteria will ruin your day, but it's gorgeous. Hey, Rally, good to see you. Hi, Promise. Radipus says, I have a wisteria tree in my front yard. Yeah, they are beautiful. Hey, big old mama, good to see ya. My husband planted raspberries next to our foundation. I pulled those suckers out and moved them somewhere else. I was like, no, yeah. I'm the only thing that I allow around the house is I've got the phlox, I've got sunflowers, a lot of annuals. I really, and you guys know I have some roses, but they're not that bad. But yeah, in general, do not plant perennials around the base of your house, man. It's going to cause problems. My opinion. All right, so let me get out a few things I need to make the pie, and then we'll start discussing. I have notes that go back to July 31st. The live stream or it was a mukbang, whatever she did on July 31st. And then if anybody is there any words, they're hard. Can anybody think of a video or any clips that you really think we should watch? Like, 'cause I can throw something on to get everybody primed if you want, or we could just talk. Keep them in raised beds otherwise. Ooh, good idea, crab apples. Yes, I will send everybody a sample of the pie. Is this a far right channel? My first time here. I am not, if you're talking about me, 808 Bear, I am not a far right channel. I am comfortably center. And by old school standards, I would probably be considered very left leaning. By today's standard, I don't know. I don't know. There's some crazy people out there, but no, definitely not a conservative channel. Not at all. 808. Uh, yes, pie you, Rally Point. I will pie you. Let's see, lately, indoor plants every day. I've been killing. Oh, promise. You know, a lot of people actually, when they kill plants, unless you're one of those people that only waters your plants like once every 6 months, most people actually kill their plants because they overwater them versus underwatering. Statistical fact. So, okay, let me get the stuff for making the pie. So I think it's funny somebody thinks I might be conservative. Oh, my grandparents are happy because they tried for years. They called me a tree hugging, dirt eating druid. You know. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. I got this. Let me get out the other stuff I need. Everybody in chat, keep chatting, and then we'll go over the stuff from the girl world. Okay, I've got this. Let's see. What do I need for pie filling? I need the blackberries. I need lemon juice. I have sugar. Oh, a little bit of flour, sugar. Yeah, I think that's kind of all I need. I'm thawing out. Yeah, I'm cheating. And like I said, if anybody has a good pie crust recipe, please, please, please leave it in a comment on this video. Leave it on one of my community posts. Email me. Just my email is in the about section on my channel. Like I said, it's called Bad Bacon for a reason. So let's see. Wait, somebody told you that this channel was far right? Oh Lord, I don't know. Anybody that thinks I am really right leaning, leave a 1 in the chat. Anybody that thinks overall I'm pretty centrist, leave a 2 in the chance. Anybody that thinks I'm a tree-hugging, dirt-eating druid that's out there chaining myself to, like, I don't know, redwood trees, leave a 3 in the chat. I'm curious to see what everybody thinks. Skinny says 2. The Cuba Rage. I can play the Cuba Rage, maybe. 2, 2. Yeah, 2. I'm an Elvin. Exactly, Laura. 2, 2. And did I mention 2 is my favorite number, too? So, yeah, I'm pretty... Exactly, amped, Amy. 2 to 2.5, 3 for fun. Exactly, yarn enthusiast. I can argue. Actually, 808. I can argue both sides. I'm incredibly open-minded, and like, you do you. That's my opinion. You know, your religion's your business. Your political affiliation is your business. Your income is your business. Like, we're just here to make fun of people, not make fun. We're here to critique individuals that monetize their bad behaviors, that spread misinformation and have disingenuous conversations with people that might be taking her bad advice. We're here to comment on stuff like that in girl world, but yeah, other than that, 2 to 2.5 says Dax. I think 3 would be fun. Yeah, I can go either way. When I was younger, shocking. I actually got arrested once when I was younger. We chained ourselves to the Mexican embassy in, I'm not going to say, it was here on the West Coast in California. Chained ourselves to the Mexican embassy because they were allowed so many sea turtles, and sea turtles are endangered, but they were allowed so many sea turtles to harvest every year, and per calendar year, and by March of that year, they had already exceeded that quota. I mean, it was driving them to extinction. So we chained ourselves to the Mexican embassy. And it was a whole thing. They had to bring bolt cutters, and they hauled us off in handcuffs and blah, blah, blah. But we got the point across. This was before social media or anything like that. I said hi to Goose Chuck. So, yeah. And then the Mexican, so yeah, they were killing them. They were killing them dead. They eat them, they're bycatch, all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of money to be made in them. So, yeah, it was like they're going extinct, and you're allowed X per year, and you're harvesting that much in the first quarter. So, yeah, and this is before social media and stuff like that. So the only way, like now, everybody's like, boycott this and send a nasty tweet. Well, back in my day, the only way things got done is if you physically left your house and got yourself on the news. And so, the organization we were working with, they had bail money and stuff for us. But yeah, I got hauled off in handcuffs and everything, because we didn't just kind of chain ourselves. We wrapped ourselves, and took them like 20 minutes to get us the bolt cutters to get us off and stuff like that, but we got our point across. Back in Druid times, exactly. Amber R. An Earth Mama. Yeah, I used to be kind of a tree hugging hippie. Okay, so question: did you ever get the right battery for the Did I ever get the right battery for the flashing? That was a great video. Did I ever get the right battery for the flashing? I can't remember. What was the battery for? Chantal's mom was on. So let me know in comments, Nat B. Apparently Chantal's mom was on the news in Cornwall for complaining about the homeless. Her mom was complaining about homeless people? Yeah, I'm not surprised. Like I said, I'm a firm believer that Apple. The thing is like if we knew nothing about the family, I would give them the benefit of the doubt. But I've heard the things that have fallen out of Auntie Rosta's mouth. She's a terrible person. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So I suspect, So a Karen in Cornwall, shocking. Okay. I have to do my research, but I have seen that said a few times in the last couple days. Wow. And Smee is rehoming the dog. Okay, Nat B, let me know what flash or what battery you're talking about. The flashlight battery? Oh, yeah, hold on. It's starting to go dead again, but for anybody that's watched my older YouTube videos, I finally got the batteries and the bulb for the flashlight. Ha! Yeah, it's I finally got it. The bulb works great. The battery's going dead though. That was a whole thing. Okay. Let me pull up what I'm looking for. Blackberry. Oh, some of these almost taste, you know how like berries, when they start to get almost that alcohol taste? Well, the sugar counteract that. They're not terrible. They just have that slight, and just a couple of them do. What do you think? You think that's going to be a problem? It's really not that bad. What do you think in chat? You think there's just a few that have that slight alcohol taste, like they've sat, because they sat and they got warm? Let me know what you think. Yeah, they have that slight fermented, and not all of them, just a few. I don't think it'll mess up my pie. What do you think? Yeah, Nat B, they've slow, just a few of them. Exactly. I wish I could make moonshine. But a lot of them don't taste that way. I think it'll be okay for pie. What do you think? Yeah, because some of them are just fine. Stop poking bears. Should be fine, says EP. He says, I'm just a spectator. Should be fine, says EP. If you think it's gonna... Hey, Clarky, good to see you. If you think that my berries, and there's a few that have fermented just ever so slightly, if you think they'll be okay to use for the pie, put a 1 in chat. Clarky, put a 1 in chat. If you think I should completely get rid of them, they're obviously not that bad. I'm eating them, but there's just a few that have that slight fermented taste. Let me know if you think they'll be okay. Dax says 2, which means dump them. Beagle Mom says 1. Yarn Enthusiast says 1. Leanie says 1. Crab Apples. Dax says, oops, 1. Promise says 1. EP says 1. Radipus. Okay. Yeah, let's get this show on the road. Okay. Let me get these, start measuring up, and then I'll start going over my notes. Aunt Phyllis was in the pic. Aunt Phyllis, was there, yeah, so I got to admit, like today, I just kind of took the day. Well, anybody that wasn't here earlier, I nearly started crying at the beginning of my stream because I'm having to swap out phones. And as I said before, change is very hard for me, especially when it comes to technology. And I'm just so frustrated. Like what should be a very simple process is not an easy process. So I can't text people. All the photos in my contacts are gone, so I don't have photos of anybody. I've got over 1,200 names in my contact list, so I can't just lose that. And so swapping out my phone to the other phone has been anything but easy. It's been really upsetting, and if it hadn't been for Harmony and Life and her just being awesome today, it's like it was one of those like where you just lose your shit and you're sitting in the bedroom sobbing, and then you feel like a moron because it's a fucking phone. Sorry for the F-bomb, but just, man, adulting is hard. It really is sometimes. Like, okay, let me get a bowl. Okay. So, and while I'm doing this, if anybody can think of anything that we want to watch, and so for the pie filling that I'm making, you need to put in 2 pints of blackberries. And let's see, there's 2 cups per pint, so 4 cups of blackberries. But tech is frustrating, Yarn. Let's see, what did Clark say? That's frustrating. Oh, thanks, Clarky. Yeah, it's like my phone face planted the other day, and they're just like today. My vlog from today was absolute crap because I just couldn't focus. I can't film on the old one because it's glitching out. I'm trying to swap it over, and it was a whole thing. It was just miserable. And then I'm like, oh, everybody's going to think this sucks and nobody's going to want to watch it and everybody's going to hate me. Just the standard stuff that runs through your mind. Yeah, the ones further down, they're not real fermented. It's just, let's see. 1 cup is right there. Wow, this is quite a bit. Okay, so I need 2 pints. So I need to vacuum pack a bunch of it up, four and a half cups at a time, except for the vacuum packer we have is like really persnickety. Like Mr. Grebo's the only one that can get it to work, so I can't do it. And for whatever reason, he's either gone fishing or he's working. He's just too busy to help me. So I'm going to go on strike and not make any more pies until he helps me. So I can freeze up. I want to get a bunch of blackberries. Oh, shoot, frozen. That's the other thing. I have these yellow counters, and you do not want blackberries on it because it stains. So, but I want to get a bunch of, fresh blackberries frozen up, vacuum packed, so I can make pies all winter. How nice will that be? Man, there's a lot of juice in this. All right. Okay. There's an occasional leaf. I'm got to make sure. I guess I should make sure they taste okay. Yeah, they're good. Okay. I got to check chat real quick. Hold on. Sorry. I don't multitask real well. Okay. Plus, I figure if you guys are like me, a lot of times I like to go into chats because I like to chat with everybody in the chat, and I'm only half listening to whatever the person that's live streaming is saying. If we're being real, your vacuum packer is a pain. Yeah, Beagle Mama, it's like Mr. Grebo, he can get it to work, and they're not cheap for the good ones, so I'm just not going to go out and buy a new one. Hey, Crypt Keeper, good to see you. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the subscription. Glad to see you. Welcome. I buy those super cheap shower curtains at the dollar store and use it. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. You know what? It's actually an idea. Something to protect the... All right, so we've got this. Mr. Grebo likes his pies really tart because he can't eat his pies. He tends to eat them with like half a gallon of ice cream, so he likes them pretty tart. So let's see. So 3 tablespoons of flour and sorry. I'll just get my flour from over here. I suppose at some point I could start talking about Chantal. So on July 31st, she did I can't remember if it was a live or it was a video. She was eating, shocking. But that's the one where she was talking, where she's like, I'm an adult, so I'm not going to be like, let's go, bud. But called FFG like a big fat coward who kissed her butt because FFG didn't start beef with her when FFG, came to the, remember that fashion show? And so Chantal in this video on July 31st wanted to call FFG a coward because FFG behaved like an adult in public and didn't start a fight with Chantal like a toddler would. I mean, it's just crazy, Chantal talks so tough on the internet, but we've all seen how she interacts with people in real life. Man, she clamps up. I can guarantee she wouldn't say boo to anybody if you ran into her. She talks a good game online, but she was like, but I can punch, so she's talking about basically like threatening FFG, and then she goes, oh, I have trouble losing weight, but whatever. But I have self-confidence, and I have a real husband. Like, she's actually bragging about this. And she's talking about, I have a whole couples channel, and I'm over here experiencing life. Man, it doesn't matter where Chantal is. She sits in a room, pigs it up, and eats on camera. It doesn't matter if she's in Kuwait. It wouldn't matter if she's in Egypt. Wouldn't matter if she's at the North Pole. Chantal knows what Chantal does. She's not out exploring, and she does the bare minimum. So, and then she was talking about, then her big brag is like, oh, all these other people, they'll never get Cameo, they'll never get Cameo to sponsor them. Like, that's her big flex right now, is Cameo, right? Like today she was talking about all the cameos, and she put up a screenshot, right? 2 cameos today. That's not a lot of cameos, Cupcake. So, but that, I mean, I guess in her mind, that's a lot. But here, let me find, because, yeah, that was from today's. I know, I'm jumping all over the place. What's new? But I screenshotted it. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, but today, while she was eating today, it's blurry, but she threw up the thing like, oh, yeah, I'm still doing really well on Cameo. I have so many cameos. I know it's blurry. It's like, ma'am, that's 2 cameos today. The novelty will wear off, trust me. And the thing, it says, oh, you're in the top 50. She's probably in the top 50 for like new Cameo people with channels of a certain size, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just, she seems to conflate whatever this is with actual success, but she's really flexing on this Cameo thing. She seems to underestimate how many people in this world are willing to cow tip. So, all right, hold on. I got to it's supposed to be half a cup of sugar, but let's see, I'll do a 1/4 cup. Well, because these have fermented a little bit, I'm going to put the full amount of sugar, a 1/2 cup of sugar. And I think it's a 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice. No, I think it's a tablespoon. And I need unsalted butter too. So, okay, so a tablespoon of lemon juice, because the acidity helps not the pectin, but the acidity helps with the flour to help it all set up. I'm not real clear on the chemistry of it, but it works. So, okay, sorry, I haven't looked at chat in a hot minute. She said she was number 9 today. Well, according to the screenshot, she was number 36 or 37, Nat B. So that's a lie. She's not that. Yeah, according to this, she's number 37 of the top 50, probably in the category she's in, I will guess. It's not like of all cameos ever, but it probably has to do with small creators that are new to Cameo, blah, 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 and they probably have a top 50. So she's number 37 according to the screenshot she put up. Let's see. No, Rally Point. She's not number 9 in all of YouTube. She's number 37 in her category on Cameo. She keeps flexing on this Cameo thing. It's really not the flex she thinks it is. So, okay, hold on. I'm going to stir. But then Chantal in this July 31st video was also talking about, like, I can get my stamina up there really quick. Like, I don't have to try that hard, and I can get my stamina up there quick. So, she's basically saying, like, yeah, I can spend 2 weeks walking, and then I'll be just fine. Like, she really thinks this. And she's always talking about, and all these losers online, with one brain cell sitting online and obsessing about a woman who lives on the other side of the planet who's just busy experiencing life with her real husband. These are all things that she's saying. And she starts talking about, and people are just so stupid. And starts talking about how FFG and her ilk, they obviously took the short bus. And then, let's see. Oh, and the big thing in that video was she started talking about people need to learn to respect cultures. Like she said that. She keeps doubling and tripling down on, oh, people need to respect cultures. You know, my Muslim culture. And she keeps talking about, you know, Christians and the West and, you know, how evil and terrible they are. And like, it's actually painful how stupid she is with her straw man arguments. Let's see. Oh, and this was when who about other people shouldn't be allowed. Oh, she's talking about people who, you know, bully other people shouldn't be allowed on the internet. And this is what, and this is when she started defending Cyrax, right? You know, they got him arrested. They're pieces of crap. They're so pathetic. You know, and you don't know what he did, and people are bullying him, you know, and if you came to, like, so Marty came to Cyrax's house, and Chantal was like, well, if you came to my house, you know, I'd do what he did, which is attack the person, you know, do you have any brain cells? And then she started going on how Cyrax sent nudes, you know, and then they showed them everywhere to everyone, you know, and how terrible that was. Like, how dare somebody get nudes of somebody else and share them? That makes you absolutely disgusting. I mean, it's not like Chantal got a Polaroid of Pete Johnson back in high school and shared it with everybody to laugh at it. Obviously, that's a completely different situation than Cyrax having his nudes shared and laughed at, right? Tomato and tomato. Fucking hypocrisy, or just, I don't know. She just, is she really this stupid? Or does she just think if she says a thing with her entire chest that people aren't going to remember the past things she's done? I don't know. Oh, which brings us up. Do you guys remember the sauce packet? I'll check chat. You remember the sauce packet thing? How she went like this and got the sauce packet all over herself? That was 1,000% planned. Hear me out. We all know anytime Chins gets a hold of a sauce packet, she grabs it like this and she tears it open with her teeth. Every time. Think about it. That's what she does. She grabs it. I don't care if it's dirty outside, and she rips it open with her teeth 9 times out of 10. So for her to sit there and dink around with that packet and try to get it, that was 1,000% on purpose, you know, with the, and she sighed like, oh, and then finally ripped it open. That was planned. She did that on purpose. That was not an accident. Fight me. I'm telling you. Like, if you believe me that it was on purpose, you know, like just like Chantal does, she grabs and she opens the sauce packets with her teeth. So if you think she's going to sit there and diddle around with the packet for 30 seconds and sigh and roll her eyes, it was planned. If you believe that the sauce packet thing was something that she did to just stir up drama and, you know, and get attention, put a 1 in the chat. I'm telling you, it was on purpose. Harmony, thank you, Harmony. And like I said, and if you disagree and you think it was an accident, that's awesome. Let me know in chat why you think it was on accident. I've just been watching Chantal since, you know, she had a few hundred subscribers, and so, you know, you tell me what I know her MO for opening sauce packets and her patience. So, hey Shannon CG, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Yep, 1. Beagle Mom, then. Yep. She's desperate for attention. She is. Hey, Angel of Glass, good to see you. And hey, Lolo, I see you. Welcome. Yeah. Hey, Dixie Normus. Sorry, I've kind of fallen behind on saying hi to people. I said hi to EP. Princess Alyssa, welcome. So if you say hi and I don't see it, please say hi again. I will see you. So yeah, Chantal is starting to get desperate. I think she's used to, Chantal's one of those people that really up to this point, like we can all see she's living her own karma. Like, you know, she's living her own consequences. I mean, she is getting so huge. You saw the other, before she ripped ass on the internet and laughed like that, how she threw herself back and she had to throw herself forward to get up. That's a lot of weight, so she's living her own consequences, but she doesn't see it that way. Where was I going with that? So, but she's used to saying things to people and nothing ever happens. She lips off, nothing happens. I don't think she understood when it came to the current community that she's decided to tangle with. Like, she complains about the farms, but the farms, Kiwi farms, has a really strict no cow tipping, right? Like, you don't power level, you don't A-log, it just makes you look like a dumbass, right? You don't cow tip, you don't flex on the cows, you just sit back and watch, right? This new community she's involved herself with, because she thinks the farms is so terrible, this is the farms on steroids. These are people who pride themselves on seeing how far they can go. And more power to them, man. You dive into shark-infested waters, you're going to get what you're going to get. I don't overly feel sorry for her. I really don't. I'm not even sorry about that. Oh, and something else. Here, let me look. Yeah, she is gross. Yeah, she is huge. She doesn't realize how sick she is. I'm just waiting for her to potentially throw a clot, like, that just being that overweight and that much, she's going to end up throwing a clot, and, she's going to end up, paralyzed or just something, like something's got to give. Because I know they were, I think it was the farms have been down except for on Tor, and it's such a pain in the butt to get on. My only Tor browser's on my phone, and as you guys know, my phone's not working very well. So I haven't been able to get on the farms, but there was a photo, and her feet look so incredibly swollen. When you start getting swelling like that, it's like, that's a kind of a sign of, like, I'm sure it's a sodium intake, but do we have some CHF going on, some congestive heart failure? I mean, she is massive. It's like, does she have pitting edema? I would guess so, but I don't know. But here's how disingenuous. So has anybody noticed that lately that Chantal has been doing lots of Canada talk? Like, no matter how happy she is in Kuwait, and remember how she said, I'm not going back to Canada for years. I'm staying here, blah, blah, blah. But all of a sudden, it's Canada this, Canada that. And she was telling this story about the fair. Like, remember how there's a fair, I guess it's called Rip Fest, that's going on in Cornwall right now. Did you notice Chantal spent an entire stream, I think it was August 1st or something like that, where she was talking about maybe it was the BK mukbang on July 31st, but she spent nearly the entire stream, or a good portion of it, talking about fair food and stuff like that. It's funny, there's a fair going on in Cornwall, this place she hates, she's not going back to for years, but yet she spends all this time talking about fair food. And here's how much of a disingenuous liar she is she was talking about, and she really wants to make herself distinctly Canadian. She doesn't realize, no matter how much she says, oh, I'm Muslim, I'm this, I'm that. No, she still prides herself on making herself Canadian, because she goes, in Canada, we call corn dogs pogos. Yeah, some people do. And then she proceeds to say, oh, I love corn dogs. Oh, they have the best corn dogs, or the best corn dogs are fresh out of the fryer, or, oh, these corn dogs were like a foot long at the fair, and I love corn dogs. Like, so yes, there is a group of people that refer, and I don't know if it's a Quebecois thing or something, but there is a population of people that refer to corn dogs as pogos. In Canada, Chantal is not one of those people. She is one of those desperate social chameleons that needs to appropriate other people's unique characteristics to make herself seem quirky and different. Does that make sense? Like, she's never happy with who she is. She always has to pick and choose from other things that make, different groups unique, because she is so desperate to be seen as this stunning and brave, unique individual. So when you call something something, you just say it. Like when I say, "Oh, I'm sorry," I say sorry. Like people in British Columbia say sorry. I say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." So if I said, "Yeah," people where I'm from say sorry, but then over the next half hour, I say things like, "Oh, I was really sorry that happened," and "Oh, I was so sorry that happened to him." Do you see what I'm saying? It's obviously not how I speak. It doesn't come naturally to me. So when Chantal says, "Oh yeah, Canada, in Canada we call corn dogs pogos," yeah, people do, but you don't. So stop trying to take that on yourself to make yourself unique. If hopefully this makes sense. Yeah, there are corn dogs called pogos, exactly. Factual. I still do not think this will teach her lessons. Lolo, I don't think so either. Hey, Ronnie D, welcome. It's good to see you. Is there anybody else new here besides Ronnie I didn't say hi to? I said hi to Jessica. So you guys, I'm sorry. I'm just yabbling away. You know how it is. I get on here, I yabble. I've had a day thing. So yeah, she's just disingenuous. Um, Chantal is, and I've said this before, is one of those people who had her family gone to on vacation to like Scotland for 2 weeks. She's that asshole that would have came back, from Scotland and had a Scottish affectation to her speech. Hey, drop your panties. She would have walked around speaking with a Scottish accent and pretend it was completely natural. We all know that guy. We all know that person that went on vacation and came back after 2 weeks, and all of a sudden they have this accent that is obviously not the way they speak, but they want to pretend. That's the kind of person Chantal is, 1,000%. She's a social chameleon. She doesn't know who she is. She's even said, "Oh, I don't like to do this. I don't like to do hobbies. I don't like to clean. She doesn't like to do anything. She is the human embodiment of sloth, one of the 7 deadly sins of just, she is so incredibly lazy. She has no interest. So she's a boring person. And so she needs to take on characteristics and things she thinks that will make her interesting. So yeah, Chantal is the ultimate pick-me girl. I need to taste this and see if it tastes fermented. No, that's good. Okay, let me see what chat says. Yeah, solid salad. I like some people say, "Oh, I feel bad for salad." I have -4 sympathy for salad. Dude's a scumbag. Things that fall out of his mouth, like he's a much more polite scumbag. He's still a scumbag, and he might be all badass over there in the Middle East, but I can tell you, his ass, if he got dropped off somewhere in like rural BC, British Columbia, or even like Alaska, where I'm from, he wouldn't last 30 seconds in a bar. He would open his mouth, he would say something stupid, and let's just say his teeth would no longer reside within his mouth. So he thinks he's like Chantal. He thinks he's all big and bad, and he's always flexing. And it's like, it's pathetic. I think he thinks that he's still going to somehow get papers out of her, though. And I think a lot of times he's taking people attacking her as an attack on him. So it's a pride thing with him. I can't imagine living with her. Yeah, he is terrible. The place must smell. She smells. She's probably only got 1 or 2 of those hijab, head caps that she has. Oh, so anyway, I went over the corn dog thing. Let's see. And I will say this. So Chantal is not only one of those girls that, people that would go on vacation and come back speaking with some foreign accent, pretending that's how they talk. Blackberry seeds. Chantal is also the kind of girl who, if she got in a fight with a guy, that would pick up a softball and beat herself in the face with it, so she had a black eye or something, so she could then be like, he abused me. Like, that is how crazy she'll, I knew a girl like that in high school. Like, her boyfriend broke up with her, and she wanted to get sympathy, so she smacked herself in the face with a softball, and then went and turned him into the cops. That's the kind of person Chantal is. You guys remember my little video I clipped together? Do we need to watch that one? Her I Have a Plan? Should I put the I Have a Plan video on for anybody that hasn't seen it? Put a one in the chat if you want to see. It's like 3 minutes long. I Have a Plan. Put a one in the chat if you want to see that. Put a two if like, nah, we've already seen it. I don't need to see it again. I see one. I see some ones. Okay. And I will say this, I'm not flexing, but I really think originally I was the only person that had this, because like when it came up, I was like, what? And it was from, I have some of her crazy car rants too, still archived. So, okay. All right. I see a few ones. I'll put it on real quick. Hold on. My teeth are blue. All right. So, okay. Hold on. Let me move the blackberries. I have my box from Harmony. Thank you, Harmony. Okay, I'll go like this. Like this. Let me make sure. Okay. I guess you guys don't need to see it that much. It's more the hearing. So let me put something on and let me know if you can hear it, and then I'll okay, I'm gonna put Yaba on for a second. Let me know
honestly, everything that
if you can hear.
We already knew. We already knew how absolutely Yaba Scooty and an oxygen tank.
How's that sound? Put a one if it sounds good.
We already knew everything that Nodder said. It's just
one
that
in the chat
Chantal
if the
was
volume's okay.
Obsessed with Nodder.
Thank you, Harmony.
I mean, she was behind a lot of it. Like her saying, what was the text message that he showed?
Okay.
I don't know the whole picture.
Okay. So this is from December 2021. This is like, remember, Natter told her to go upstairs and shower, and she went upstairs and wrapped herself in a sheet, and she was lying to him, trying to tell him that, oh, I had showered. You guys remember that one? Yeah, Yaba's great. So, okay.
I don't know the whole picture. Yes. Ever worry that you were helping set him up financially, and that one day he will give you the boot when you deserve to someone else? I think about that every day, actually. But now, if that happens, I have a plan. I'm not as stupid as you think. Trust. Look up something about Aries. Just look it up. What is my plan? You're not going to tell you my plan. Why would I tell you my plan, Patsy? You're a friggin' random troll. VIB troll on my channel, and I don't know you. Can I tell you my plan? But you think you think, having considered, I have so much to lose, that I would just sit back and let somebody take advantage of me like that without any consequences? Really? I don't think so. when the camera's off, I genuinely feel cared about and loved by him, despite our fucked up past. And it's been a fucked up relationship. So, and I think that's why we are still together, because of there being feelings and love there, despite everything. I'm not stupid either. I know the majority of people who message him are just trying to see, see, he's this kind of person, he's that kind of person. Like, I'm not stupid, you know. I'm just saying, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Like, maybe I'm also not being non-exclusive and still chatting with dudes in the background. Like, I'm just trying to be. I don't really want to give too much away about my messed up situation anymore because it's hard to explain to the people. Hi, Jamie. Is anyone actually listening to me? I don't think so. I think he's like obsessed with going live lately. Like, I kind of understand because I do sometimes just like in between doing what we have to do, I'm like, oh, I miss talking to my beezers. I miss talking to my community. And when you're a new YouTuber and you start getting attention, it's like exciting. And like if you're somebody who really likes attention, and me too, I am too. I love attention, which sometimes isn't good, like a good match sometimes. But it's not that I'm afraid to stay at my house. It's just I don't know. I guess I just miss him. If I'm gone for too long. Go home. The TV is here and my CPAP. This is home. The attention I get. I don't know. I've just liked the routine, I guess. I need to put more effort into my channel. Like, I'm sorry if it seems like I have been spending a lot of time on his channel. You know, but his videos they're actually not that bad for like editing and stuff, guys. But beesing. I have to set up a bees room too.
All right. I'm going to turn these headphones off. Oh, crap.
But I got
Hold on. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to turn these off. Can you guys still hear me? Let me know if you can still hear me okay. One of the chat if you can still hear me okay. These headphones are starting to die, so. Okay, good. Everybody can hear me okay. I might be a little muffled, but meh. So, but you heard that. She goes, I'm not stupid. You know, I have a plan. Chantal 1,000%. Like, does and when 1,000% when the camera's off, I genuinely feel loved and cared for. Does that sound like somebody that's been essayed or DV'd? Honestly, asking for a friend. A little quiet. Okay. I think this is as loud as I can get it. I'll just yell. Mr. Grebo sleeps like the dead. Is it sounding okay now, or do you think I should go break out my other headphones to try to get it? Can you guys hear me okay? Yes, her arrogance is, and I've discussed it before, right? You guys remember when I discussed the arrogance, the levels of arrogance? Let me find, for anybody that wasn't here a few lives ago, So a lot of people want to be like, oh, Chantal, she's this, she's that. And it's like, I don't believe for a second. So the one thing is so I do believe Chantal is 1,000% that girl that would hit herself in the face with a softball to try to make people think that the guy that broke up with her beat her. Why? Because she's winning. She wants to win at all cost. Uh, And she keeps saying this is something she's brought up. She has brought this up for years. My goal in life is to get to the 100,000 subscribers. I don't care about anything after that. She has wanted that for such a long time. Like Chantal desperately wants to get that 100,000 subscriber mark, and I don't think she ever is, unless she it starts to buy subscribers, you know. But then she goes, "Oh, but I'm happy with my views." That's not true. She's not happy with her views. Uh, and remember she started talking about, oh, remember those bunnies at Pet Zone? They're so cute. Do bunnies use litter boxes? And then she's like, babe, we should get a bunny. They'd play with Julia. I wouldn't even get a cage for it. The fact that who greenlit this tomfuckery to let this animal abusing moron, to purchase another animal? It's gross that she's even talking about it. Oh, and then she was talking about, oh, I moved some stuff. We were moving some stuff around and we found hamster poop behind it. I can guarantee you for every one teeny tiny little hairy loaf you find, there's probably 1,000 more that she hasn't found, because she lets that hamster run around everywhere and they go at will. So I can guarantee you all her clothes and everything have hamster, the hamster's defecating and urinating on everything. I can guarantee you that. Sorry, I should check. Yeah, someone did tell her the cat would kill the bunny. She's just, and the other day, have you noticed she's starting to call Julia? She's starting to call Julia like BB. She's not calling her BBJ, but she called her BB something. Like she's slowly morphing Julia into BBJ as far as what she calls her. I can't remember what it is. I didn't write it down, but she's getting there. Oh yeah, I never cry about my views. I'm chill. I just go with the flow. Yeah, right. Ted Bundy was a nice guy. Oh, and then when she's talking about her hair, she goes, "Oh, the top's a bit thin, but the back's nice and thick." And I don't believe that for a second. She's talking about like rosemary oil and stuff. So if you have thinning hair, and you get help, like you use the rosemary oil and the scalp massage and the vitamins and stuff like that, you can arrest the hair loss and you can even grow some hair back. But when you have a shiny bald pate like she does, those hair follicles are dead. They are not coming back. So regardless of what Chantal says, it might be a little thin on top, but it's thick in the back. I can guarantee you right now, Chantal has a friar tuck fringe, and that is all that's growing back with some wispies up here. And that's kind of a permanent thing. Unless she goes and gets a hair transplant and then stays on the medication to keep it from falling out, it is what it is. So she can lie all she wants, but no, that hair's gone. And yes, I know that she has female pattern baldness in her family. Her mom has thin hair, but the reason Chantal is bald is the same reason a lot of super morbidly obese people are bald, is because of the poor nutrition. Their body is in such bad shape that the hair's gone, and once it's gone, it's gone. Let's see. Yeah, Chantal would have dated Ted Bundy, guaranteed. Yeah, I saw that sideburns when she lifted it up, but and I was talking about those two little hijab tops she have. They smell. You can see when you get up close, they're all pilled, and she's sweating in them constantly, and she's not washing them. That's why long hair is really starting to break out. She's pawing at it, she's sweating. Ugh. And all those little rolls that she has. You know she doesn't smell good. Okay, so oh, and then Chantal started parroting all the BS about Snow White and stuff. I'm not even gonna go into that. Um, oh, I loved it when she's like, "What's wrong with being white?" Right? Let's cue back to the Cuba Rage where she was talking about how piece of shit white people, blah blah blah. I mean, the hypocrisy. Pick a lane, chins. Pick a lane. Uh, oh, and then she was talking about oh, then she goes back to talking about oh, in our culture you can't just attack people. Our culture? Like I love how she just appropriates the Muslim culture when it's convenient for her. Chantal, you are not a resident of Kuwait. You are not a citizen of Kuwait. You are not a Muslim. You are cosplaying at best, and it's gross. And anybody that knows anything about you sees right through it. I love it how she puts on her cute little hee 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 hee, laugh and stuff like she's talking to this entirely new audience. Here's what I think about Chantal. So, does anybody in here remember Wings of Redemption? Well, if you don't, let's just say he's a lolcow that just, it's not good for him. Is he pushed the haters so far that trolling him and ruining his life became their sole purpose? I truly believe that Chantal is now straying into Wings of Redemption level of lolcow. There'll be no coming back from this. There'll be no money to be made from this. So financial ruin, I think, about 80% sure is on the horizon. And the trolls now, the trolls that she's now messing with are the kind that are going to ruin her life and ruin the lives of anybody associated with her. I really think that unless something drastic happens, that she is going to end up in a Wings of Redemption arc. And yeah. And then it gets to the point where it's not even fun to watch anymore. Like, I feel that's where it's going, if anybody knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, she did the Shahada. Pilled and covered in cat hair. Exactly. Giant riffraff. Marty has been on Cyrax for 7 years. Yeah, I think that just let's just say Chantal has now triple dog dared the wrong community. Like she wants to. She thinks Yabba is so mean, and she thinks FFG is so mean, and Kaya, some hillbilly living in a shack, and and stuff like that. She is burning all her bridges while standing on said bridge. Man, these people are going to come for her. They're going to come for her hard. In her deleted Taco Bell mukbang. Oh, and this is so in her deleted Taco Bell mukbang where she was talking about, she says, I tried everything, even the Ottawa weight loss clinic, and that was her 2019, and I showed you all the proof. No, you didn't. You showed us the subjected, self reported part of the visit summary. That doesn't mean anything, and that feeds back into in 2017 in a long ago deleted video she was talking about she desperately wanted this binge eating disorder diagnosis. They wouldn't give it to her. They said, stop eating in your car, stop eating on camera, stop eating fast food. And she just insisted on that. So she got mad. She quit the therapist. She quit the doctors. And then 2 years later, she went back to a different set of doctors, different therapists, and she self reported as, oh, I have binge eating disorder, which she wasn't diagnosed with. And because they wouldn't give her the diagnosis she wanted and they wanted her to change her behavior once again, she stopped going again. Chantal does not have binge eating disorder. She compulsively overeats. Two very different things. Oh, and I was going to show you the arrogance spectrum. Hold on. So for everybody that has all these things about Chantal, Chantal is arrogant. Let me find it. Hold on. I have so many Chantal photos. Yeah, and
Somebody said I know earlier she had deleted that sushi mukbang she did, but it's back up. I'm assuming she thinned it out a little bit or something to get rid of the offensive stuff, because I see there's one back up on her channel. Let me know in chat and like give me a second to find what I'm looking for, and then let me find the arrogance spectrum. Hold on. I'm trying to remember when I. Okay, where is my arrogance spectrum? Okay, arrogance spectrum. How long ago was it that I went over the arrogance spectrum? Does anybody remember? It was a hot minute ago, though. Let me see if I can't find it, because I'm having a hard time finding it online. Okay, hold on. And then I'll look at chat. Sorry, I don't multitask well. Okay, arrogance. I hope I can find what I'm looking for. Okay. All right, here it is. Hold on. I'm trying to get this to. Okay, hold on. It's what they call the arrogance spectrum. I brought this up on another live, but Chantal is arrogant. It's the types of arrogance. And so it basically goes from 1 to 6. And 6 is like pretty much top tier arrogance. So real quick, when I show this, let me know when I show this up on the camera if the words are backwards or if it's showing up okay for you guys, because I can flip it if I have to. Is that showing up for you guys as backwards, or is it showing up? So are the words showing up backwards, or are they showing up so you can read them? Yes, Chantal is 1,000% a glutton, Marlene. It's like she wants an excuse, and the excuse is Chantal is a glutton, and she's lazy, and she's extremely hedonistic, and it's like anybody that engages. It's like if you get used to swearing, right? You swear a lot. It's hard to stop swearing because it's just not what you're used to. Chantal has got so used to saying what she wants. She thinks a thing, she says a thing, and it falls out of her mouth, and it's very hard for her to filter herself. Plus her sense of entitlement, but her arrogance. So I'm gonna hold this up. Okay, good night, Princess Alyssa. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. We're gonna go over the arrogance spectrum. So at the first level of arrogance, distorted information and limitations in, what is that word? Abilities. All right? So that's the first level. Second level of arrogance is overestimation of one's information and abilities. Check for Chantal. Third level of arrogance, resistance to new information about one's limits. Chantal, 1,000%, is not open to hearing about how she's wrong or you don't quite understand the situation. Level 4, failure to consider the perspective of others, which is considered comparative arrogance, which is, pretty high level arrogance. Level 5, belief or assumption of superiority. Once again, that's a comparative arrogance. And then step 6, denigration of others, which is an antagonistic arrogance type of arrogance. Chantal ticks all of the boxes: individual arrogance, comparative arrogance, and antagonistic arrogance. Chantal is incredibly arrogant. So people want to come up with all kinds of excuses. She's mental health. And I'm not saying she doesn't have a screw loose, but the bottom line is Chantal is somebody who's been allowed to do and say what she wants without facing consequences. Um, she was obviously enabled to be this way by her family. She has slowly weeded out everybody in her life that might have a differing opinion, and so she's left with family that are stuck with her, Pete's, and salad. Because you saw how quick Chantal was no longer invited to do things in Kuwait with Salad's group of friends. Like, you know, that after that first time where she had a headache, I'm sure she was an absolute nightmare to deal with. And so she's no longer invited. They don't need to put up with her crap. Chantal is arrogant. Self-centered and arrogant. Oh, thanks, Raleigh. Did you see the recent mukbang video where she says she has tics and is tired of hiding them? I found that. Oh, so as somebody with Tourette's, like I said, I don't need to flex on Chantal. Let's just say that I am painfully aware of what physical and verbal tics look like. Chantal does not have tics. I mean, she might have tics in like the normal sense, you know, somebody will do something, but Chantal does not have any sort of movement disorder, okay? Chantal has no filter, and I will die on that hill. And I find it super offensive. I'm really tired, and this is something where, like, if somebody really wants to go tit for tat, this is something that we can have a conversation. But Chantal, just because you know, she has little peekadillos, things she says and does, she does not have verbal and or movement tics in the clinical sense. But that is something now she's trying to hide behind, like her shh. I said shh. That started out as her mocking her grandmother, because her grandmother had a habit of saying everything twice to her. So Chantal started out doing it to mock her grandmother, because Chantal mocks everybody. And when she did it, she got a positive response online. So she started doing it. I don't believe for a second Chantal has any sort of tic disorder. You know, definitely doesn't have Tourette's. Does not have a tic disorder. Period. And so I don't even like it where people in the chat are talking about her tics. It's offensive. So it's the same when she says she has BED. No. So as soon as she said that, I said, oh yeah. I heard her say that, and like, I had to walk away. Because in general, yeah, you need verbal and physical tics to be diagnosed. Yeah, to have Tourette's, so you can have a tic disorder, which is like, you know, just verbal tics, or physical tics, which is called a movement disorder and stuff like that. But Chantal doesn't have that. She has bad habits and things she does, which are habits. But yeah, and then, but yeah, it's just that she doesn't have Tourette's. She doesn't have a movement disorder. She doesn't have any of those things. Chantal is a behemoth with no filter that says and does whatever she wants, you know, and shit just falls out of her mouth. But on behalf of everybody that has movement disorders or tics, Chantal can pack sand. You know, she's already tried to appropriate binge eating disorder and addiction and mental health. And I'm not saying that Chantal is one of those people that she's an over consumer. She's one of those addictive personalities that more isn't enough. Chantal always wants more of everything she's doing. Food is the first thing she loves, but if she can't have food, then, you know, more drama. And she can't have drama, more clothes. It's just more is more with her, you know. Zero self-control. Gluttony, sloth, just hedonistic. So yeah, so and if you do, and I'm not saying going after other people, but I have an issue with people saying that, you know, Chantal has a tic. She doesn't have tics, for fuck's sake. Spend a day with me, you'll see tics, trust me. It's frustrating. She is an awful entitled human. She is. She's so offensive, and I don't even have to go after. It's not even about her look. Chantal could be 120 pounds and she'd still be a terrible person. Yeah, I hear you, Nat B. Mostly when he is very tired. Yeah, and so like when you get stressed or overwhelmed, it can, yeah, when it can get to be a lot, and sometimes and the big thing is when you have Tourette's is when somebody points it out, and asks what's wrong with you. It can be pretty terrible sometimes. It's like I would love to like be able to do more lives and stuff, but I get really self-conscious. It's just not fun getting called out on it. Okay, so we've covered everything, and then that brings us up to when she decided to call out um, Marty. So everybody's seen the mukbang and what she said to Music Biz Marty, right? Like everybody's clear on what Chantal did and how she was acting like it was no big deal and basically daring this guy. Like I'm not afraid because Salad has a black triple medal in kung fu, and his stepdad has rifles and a crossbow. Oh, yikes. Yikes on bikes. Hold on, I need to get this pie in a pan. Okay, I put sugar, I put flour, I put the berries. I put lemon juice. I don't think I need anything else. Did I'm trying to think. I think I'm doing the right thing. Let me see. Okay. Oh, I need to get some unsalted butter. That's right. I'm trying to think if I have any more photos to show you guys. Pinch of salt. Yep, I'll put a pinch of salt in, Beagle Mama. Good idea. Yep. The unsalted butter. So, are there any current videos we need to watch? Like, I think everybody here is familiar with her challenge. I didn't even watch her mukbang today, but it sounds like she came online and just tried to pretend like it was business as usual. I only saw a bit of it, but it reminds me of, so when like you were a kid and you were out to dinner in a restaurant and you were behaving a fool, and like one of your parents, like your dad, reached under the table and squeezed your knee and gave you the just wait until we're in the car squeeze. And so you made a big production of pretending you didn't care and everything was fine and you just talk about anything but behaving yourself. That's the vibe I got from Chantal. Oh, and my fingers, they're not dirty fingernails, they're stained from Blackberry. So but that's the vibe I got from Chantal today. Was she's trying desperately to pretend that it's no big deal when in fact I feel it's a really big deal, and I think she is kind of stressed out. I know I feel bad for the male escort that got sent out to Cornwall. Does anybody know? Did he actually end up going out there? Or did he back out? I know that Buster got put up as free to a good home, and they're starting to try to get rid of any furniture that's out on their porch. Like, does anybody know what else has happened? Okay. I'm looking at chat, and she was manic. She was too dumb to know the difference. Yeah, all I know is you are all the great people and are grateful. I wonder what Biz Marty is going to do from this point. Will he actually go to court? He might, but going to court won't do him any good. I can see him or one of his people going up there because we know Chantal is going to be making a trip. Is she supposed to go to Grandpa's birthday? I wonder if she's going to use this as an excuse not to go. But at some point, she's going to need to go somewhere to renew that passport. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. Could you summarize what took place, please? So what happened, EP, is... So what happened, EP, is there is, without getting too sidetracked, there is a guy online on YouTube. His name is Cyrax, okay? He is a train wreck of a human being. He's a known pedo. So he's a pedo. He got nailed trying to talk to underage girls. And there is another creator, and he's just he's racist. He's trash. Okay, he's not a good person. You know, did he have the best upbringing? Probably not. But you know, just because you had a tough childhood doesn't mean you get to act like a dirtbag. So what happened is he caught the interest of. So he originally got put on. Sorry, I'm looking for something and talking at the same time. I'm looking for. Hold on, I'm looking for some dough. So Cyrax ended up on Kiwi Farms underneath. He ended up a lol cow, right? No big deal. Well, some, I guess you could say, professional trolls took an interest in Cyrax. So business Marty and stuff, because Cyrax fancied himself a rapper. And so these guys trolled Cyrax, and they didn't just kind of troll Cyrax. They took it to the next level, like rented a house across the street from Cyrax and stood outside with signs announcing what a dirtbag Cyrax was. And Cyrax came out and attacked the guy and got arrested for it. So, you know, they would put up ads on Craigslist, you know, saying all the stuff in their house was for free. So people would show up and just take stuff. I mean, it was, you know, calling places of work, just in general, hardcore trolling, right? Well, Chantal but the bottom line is Cyrax was a scumbag, right? It's like, he's a pedo. So he doesn't get any sympathy from me, right? It's bad people all the way around. Well, what happened is Chantal, being Chantal, saw Cyrax. And as we all know, Chantal has already been on record as defending a pedo. Karate Joe, one of her internet husband, one of her main men, you know. Turns out that guy was a serious pedo, like had a record pedo, had done time in jail. And Chantal had defended him and then just kind of backed off, you know. So she came on for whatever reasons and started defending Cyrax online. Started saying, oh, and this Marty guy, started calling him Marty Farty, you know, and was attacking this guy and this poor Cyrax, you know, like, what was she saying? What was she saying? They got him arrested. They're pieces of crap. They're so pathetic for going after him. You know, they were bullying him. They shouldn't be allowed on the internet, you know. Just all kinds of stuff. Defending Cyrax. And so I think then Marty came online and was like, hey, don't do that. And Chantal doubled down and started calling Marty, because people are like, hey, you don't want to mess with these people. And then Chantal doubled down with calling him Marty Farty, and I'm not afraid of you, and what are you going to do, and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, sure, I was wrong about Cyrax because I hadn't really looked into him, but it doesn't mean you bullying him was right. Right? Is that, oh boy, this might be a little full. That's pretty much what happened, right, guys? Well, then what happened is Music Business Marty put up a video and said, you have 1 hour to kiss your husband live to prove it's not a scam, green card scam relationship, or you're toast. And Chantal, like I said, she went live and was like, what are you going to do? Well, so far, I think Chantal's mother has been swatted. Chantal's mom's dog has shown up on Craigslist, free to a good home. Just come take it. The male prostitutes have been sent to her mother's house. And I'm sure there's more stuff coming for Chantal wherever she is. These guys don't mess around. Does that make sense what I'm saying, you guys? Did I do an okay job covering it? Hey, Bolly. Yeah, and they'll dox. Like I said, Marty put up something, I can't remember if it was Twitter or where, and he says, hey, does anybody have the family names, their places of work, and some addresses? He is gathering information, and he is going, he is no fucks given. So it sounds like it's just all out war. And he even did a live stream where he said, you know, he started out, he was kind of being nice to Chantal. Like, you know, he started out soft, but he's coming out swinging now. He's going to ruin her life. I think he's taking it personal. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so I'm really bad at summarizing things because, like, I'm kind of, you know, all over the place. But that's basically what happened. And this is literally a case of fuck around and find out. Chantal is so used to flexing on people on the internet and nothing happens. You know, what are you gonna do? Meh, meh, meh. You know, and nothing happens. Well, she's finally done it, and she has the I'm in the Middle East. What are you gonna do? These are the kind of people that buy plane tickets and go places. I mean, I don't think she understands. And so, is Marty gonna ruin her life? I don't know. But I think I am 100% convinced that there's about a 75% chance that he's gonna drive it until the wheels fall off as far as going after chins and anything to do with her to ruin her life. That's what I think. Let's see. Yeah, EP, it's been crazy. So is Marty's middle name Karma? Ha. Right? And so, you know, I don't really have it. Marty, okay, I gotta wash my hands because I'm licking my fingers. And Marty even came on and he even said, I'm not a good person. Like, I'm not claiming I'm a good person. He's admitted, you know, but he's like, nobody in girl world's decent, you know, and the stuff we do here is not cool. And so, somebody said, Yaba said she's done reacting to Chantal because she doesn't want to get dragged into the Marty thing. Did anybody else hear that? That Yaba said she's tapping out because, like I said, you don't, like, you know, everybody's a little worried about getting on the farm's radar, right? Because the farms are, they'll dox you and stuff, but they're not cow tippers. They won't touch you. This is not that. These are people who want your personal information, that want to get it out there, and then want to contact every single person in your life that you could possibly interact with in the hopes of ruining your life, you know? And Chantal, I think, has just been far too brazen, you know? Oh, what are you going to do to me attitude? And, well, she's finally, I think she's met her match. I think Marty's going to show her exactly what he's going to do to her. I just don't see this as a big thing coming to fruition. Yeah, and see, that's kind of what, like, everybody's like, oh, so I'm kind of holding judgment, like, if Marty's past behavior is indicative of how this is going to go, Chantal's screwed. But we don't know. Is Marty going to latch onto this and run with it, or is he going to walk away? He doesn't seem like the kind of person that walks away, you know. When somebody antagonizes him and double dares him, he's the kind of guy that'll keep coming. But we'll see, you know. He's already gone so far as calling police departments and having moms swatted and stuff like that. And that was just, you know, and he's come out and said, you know, I went light on her, but no more. So it's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, don't fuck around and find out with the farms and whatever. Yeah, the farms, at least, the farms are a real no cow tipping, right? They're not going to show up at your house or anything like that. These guys are not like that. These guys are exactly the kind of guys they're going to show up at your house or, you know, move in across the street or any of that kind of stuff. It's, you know. Yeah, and the fact she's not in the USA, I suspect Oh, I got some pie. I got some blueberries on the crust, but I need to brush this up. Yeah, and the fact that she's not in North America, I think that gives her a false sense of security. But you know, all it takes is for them getting a hold of the right person in the Middle East that could potentially, or imagine if she ends up on a no-fly list, or you don't know. It is crazy, Lolo. FFG, Pulpy, Harry, Chicken Pickle. It's just stories. Chantal is entertainment. What happens, happens. We just watch. I agree, Ariana. That's why I don't get overly upset about Chantal, because she's my entertainment. She really is. Like, I've been watching her for years. And so this is just another arc of something entertaining going on. I think she's a terrible human being. She's disingenuous. I think she's dangerous to a section of the population because, like George Carlin said, think about the average person you know and how dumb they are, and realize that half the people on the planet are stupider than that, and that's just it. I think Chantal and her disingenuous nature and the way she spreads misinformation, I think that there are a group of people that actually look up to her and think that she is, oh, poor bullied Chantal, and oh, I cured my diabetes, and I think she's dangerous to a subsection of the population, but I have so many seeds in my mouth, but I just don't want to see my entertainment to go away because I'm so invested at this point. So, yeah, I want to keep watching my entertainment, but boy, I hope she keeps filming because this one, like I thought when FFG saved BBJ, I didn't think anything could top that. I don't know. This is shaping up to maybe be better. I don't know. We'll wait and see. It's hard to say. But yeah, I don't care enough that I would ever. I'm not going to call anybody. I'm not going to leave reviews. I'm not going to go after anybody's job. Yeah, it is the entertainment yarn. Being in a country like Kuwait, I can only imagine how bad they can make it for. Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking is all it takes is for one of the trolls to find an in with somebody within the Kuwaiti government, one of the ministries, or just to get their attention, could make it very bad for her. Just, So, okay. I'm gonna... The pie looks good. Okay, I'm gonna preheat the oven. Okay, so 375, I'll heat it up to 400. Okay. I need to cut some slits in the top of this. We're gonna start wrapping it up because it's getting late, but okay. Oh, before I do this, I'm gonna do the egg white on this, so hold on. Mr. Bebo and his corn. Okay. My fridge is broke, the thing on the door, so anytime it opens, it swings all the way open. Okay, I'm gonna egg wash the top of the pie so it turns out nice and shiny. Is there any videos I need to play? Have we covered it all? Smoke detector, yes, EP. I actually pulled it down at the beginning. Thank you. So, thank you so much for that. Yeah, Leanie reminded me right when we fired it up, but thank you because Mr. Grebo, oh, I don't want to wake him up. He'll be mad. Okay, I'm getting the egg white. So, anybody that doesn't know how to do that, you just use the half of the eggs and you slap it back and forth and get all the egg white out. So you can brush your pie with egg white so it gets nice and brown. Okay. And you use your egg yolk, you know, next time you scramble eggs or something. Get a little extra good cholesterol in there. Okay. I already put a couple slits in the pie, which is not smart, but okay. Hold on, I'm looking for something to put. Okay. Okay. I'll look at chat in a second. Okay. Yeah, I already put some slits in the pie, and the thing is if you put the egg wash on when there's slits, then it leaks down in, and then the berries ooze up. So, oops. But I only put a couple slits in the pie, so. But yeah, you bake it on 375 for like an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. If anybody has, like I've said, a good pie dough recipe, please leave it in the comments. Leave it on my community post. I need something. I'm not real good at any kind of baking or anything, so I'll look at chat in a second. So yeah, I don't have any ill will really towards Chantal. I don't care enough. She's just my entertainment. I don't like how she treats animals, and I'm really tired of seeing how she treats other humans, and the fact that she seems to skate by. You know, you think like, oh, she just never has any consequences. But if you look at her life is one big set of consequences, man. She's 5'1". I showed you pictures last time. She's well over 425 pounds. I'm going to guess 430 to 440 pounds. She's between 430 to 450 pounds at this point. So, whether she knows it or not, she is living her consequences. Okay, let's see what chat says. Buy a box of lard. The one on the back is excellent. It's great pie. Yeah, somebody else told me that lard's good for making pie. Pete's, I can't stand Pete's. Pete's is just a different flavor of terrible. Like Pete's has shown his true colors. He is a horrible human being. So I have no mercy for Pete's. He's a layabout, good for nothing liar. You know, he doesn't lie per se, but he will lie for Chantal. Or, you know, they call it lying by omission or half-truths. He's a scumbag. He's lazy. Anybody that can stay friends with Chantal as long as he has, that says something about you. Oh, I'm not going to apologize for it. He's useless. All right. Got the pie all slit. So, lard and Crisco, yes. Actually, it's a kind of love that she'll never know because she has no heart or soul. And that's just it. Pizza's an enabler. Like, do I wish bad on these people? No. But I'm here for it when Carla comes knocking. Doesn't break my heart. And I don't feel bad. I just don't feel bad. I honestly believe that there are some people that are just born bad. I don't think Pete's was born bad. I think Pete's is just a low-watt light bulb that just can't be bothered to put any effort in, and you know he wants to be a victim so badly. I think Chantal has always been arrogant. I think she's vindictive. I just think she's truly a bad seed, you know, and water seeks its own level. So when somebody tells you who they are, believe them. And if you choose to continue to hang out with people when they've told you who they are, that says something about you. So, you know, if you're best friend, you know, the person you're going to ride or die for, is a terrible human being, you might want to look at yourself. That's just, you know, my opinion. I've got leftover pie filling. I guess I'll have to make another pie or something. So I'm going to put this. My nose itches. I got like flour or something on it. Let's see. Yep. Chantal's going to get hers. Pete spent too much time with Chantal. Yep. Codependent, 1000%. That's a good idea. What I'm going to do, Big Ol' Mama, is I've got the little bit of pie dough left over and a little bit of the filling. I'm going to seal it up. And then probably in the next few days when Mr. Grebo gets desperate, I'll throw a couple out. But yeah, I'm going to do that. And I also want to I've got pie filling too. So anybody that's new here, I mean, I don't know how you couldn't know, but every fall, me and Snivel and Weasel, we can up apple pie filling. So these make great little, I think 2 or 3 lives ago I made, so yeah, between the Blackberry and this, I'll make Mr. Grebo some little pies. Big Ol' Mama, good for you. Yeah, it's just, it feels good canning your own stuff. You know what goes in it. So is there anything, can anybody think of anything like you guys want to watch before we sign off? Because I got to put the pie in the oven. So is there a video we want to watch together? A comment on? Oh, thank you, Ariana. Yeah, I'm sorry my daily vlog from today. Oh, and that's something too, like, we are rapidly approaching, we're over 300 days, so we only have about 7 weeks, and it will have been a year of Grebo. Like, literally, I'll have been daily vlogging for a year, so part of me is like, oh my god, I can't wait till it's over, but part of me is like, should we go for 2 years? I don't know. What do you guys think? Like I said, part of me is almost like, I wonder how many days in a row I can vlog. Ugh, I got blueberry juice on my yellow. That sucks. Darn it. Hold on. I'm upset. I usually don't, when I'm making blackberry pie, I don't normally use these towels because I don't want them stained, because they're my good towels. And I goofed them up. So, woman of years, thanks, Dax. Yeah, I'm thinking, like I said, it'll be 1 year as of September 30th. But I'm thinking about trying to do like a 2nd year. Prove to Amberlynn Reed that you can vlog daily. And not only can you vlog daily for a year, you can vlog daily for 2 years. It's a thought. I'm so used to vlogging now, it might be kind of weird to not vlog. It takes a lot of work though, I'll say that. Like, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but like being sure that you remember to film everything and then editing it together, yeah. Okay, let's see. 2 years. Okay, Nat B votes 2 years. Oh, thank you, EP. Chicken Pickle put out a vid an hour ago. Haven't seen it yet, but apparently Chins was doubling down about the Marty thing on Salads Live. Oh, really? Yes, she did. Let me look. Where's my... What'd I do with my... Oh, hold on. On Salads Live. If we do watch something here, you guys have to promise if we watch it here, that you will then go and give the creator your view. Like, even if you just have it playing in the background because you've already seen it here, because I hate taking views away from small creators, if that makes sense. So let me see. Oh, I just leaned on that. Chicken pickle. Chicken pickle. Let's see. So it's 8 minutes long. Foodie Beauty wants more smoke. Do we want to watch this? It came out a couple hours ago. Do we want to watch it? But you guys, like I said, you guys have to promise to go to Chicken Pickle and watch the video there and leave them a like. Because I don't want to be the scumbag that's taking views away from other creators. It's like, I'm not monetized. I'm not even eligible, but I don't know if they're monetized or not. I imagine they are. I think they are. Let's see. Christine B says, so put a 1 in chat if you want to watch the one where Chantal's doubling down, and a 2 in the chat if you're like, nah, I'll watch it later. So much voting tonight. I don't know how to do, I have no way. I don't even know how to do polls in chat. I haven't figured that out. So we got 1, Beagle Mama 1, Rally Point 1, Nat B, EP, Ariana, Yarn, Leanie, EP, Dax. We see a lot of 1s. Christine B is a 1. You guys have to promise, though, if we do this, like, you know, there's not a ton of us here, that everybody will watch it independently, and be sure to leave them Chicken Pickle a thumbs up, okay? I would put a link in the Chicken Pickle, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I have to mess with the permissions. I think all my mods went to bed, but we seem to be doing okay. I'll try to, let me see if I can, let me go like this, share, hold on, copy link. Okay, we'll watch it, but just hold on. I'll put it in. Okay, this is chicken. Let me see if I can, let me go like this. Pickle. Okay, everybody's got a promise. So there it is. Okay, and then let me go back to that. Chicken pickle. And we'll watch it real quick. Chicken pickle. I don't multitask well, sorry. I think it would be cool if, like, I had a computer and, like, I would totally do a podcast where, like, I just spoke my opinions and I could show video clips and talk. Oh my God, I would do so well with that. I just don't have the technical capabilities, unfortunately. So, I was talking to Laura about it, though, like, hey, because, you know, not that I think I could do what Yaba does, but, you know, it would probably be in the same genre. I keep turning on the stove. So, okay, let me put this in the oven, and then I'll play the video. Okay. Oh, wait, I need to put a plate under that because it'll spill over, and then... Okay, so always put something underneath your pie because it will bubble over, and if you don't, it makes an absolute mess of your oven. So, okay. Okay, and that. Okay, let me turn my clock on to an hour. Timer. 1 hour. Start. Okay. Now, let me pull this up so I can see chat, and then I'll start the... Okay, let me get this so you guys can see, and we will... Late night crew. Yeah, I probably need to be more organized, but, you know, I tried. Okay. Okay, I gotta turn this up. Let me see, and then I'll. Why won't it play?
What is this?
Let me know a thumbs up if the volume's okay.
She's so fat, she's so gross, she will never find love. Pathetic. The only one who can love this woman is the good Lord up above, and out and pathetic. She will never change, she will always stay the same. Pathetic and insane. Pathetic.
So let me know in chat.
Yeah.
How's the volume?
Hello again, little gherkins. Well, as usual, Gargantuan Gina can't keep her mouth shut. Let's review what's happened since my last video. First, she posted this on her community tab. I want to address a few things before I go on to just focus on beezing and lighthearted content from now on. I should never have spoken about Cyrax and the community surrounding him. I didn't know any of the deplorable actions he engaged in, otherwise I would never have said anything at all. I didn't do my research or homework. I'm very impulsive, and it usually doesn't work in my favor. Like I said, I just thought he was being trolled because of his looks, rages, etc. I will never speak about this subject again. What I do find deplorable is Goral World laughing and encouraging and supporting someone doxing and swatting and going real life to innocent family members because I had an opinion you didn't like on the internet. It's okay for you all to obsessively target me and my family on the regular, and it's really gross. I will not address anything online ever again, though, and deal with harassment and other matters with the law as needed. There's so much that could be said about this, but Chantal has doxed many people in her time on YouTube. She publicly encouraged Missy Moo to dox on her behalf. She doxed Dee Dee's mother on live stream and actively encouraged her VIBs to harass her, an innocent party. Chantal has done many things over the years, but of course she puts all of the blame on Goral World, when really she's experiencing the consequences of her running her fat-ass mouth. But one thing that Varicose Veronica is always going to do, it's keep addressing something after she says she's done addressing it. Let's see how done talking about this she really is, shall we? I want you all to keep in mind that less than 24 hours before this next series of events, Chantal's mother had police and a male sex worker sent to her home. Salah went live on his gaming channel, and both he and his 500-pound wife decided the best thing to do in this situation was to continue taunting Marty.
I think I saw Farty here. Go fart away, fat loser. Fat boy. There's someone called Farty, he's fat loser, threatening ladies online, okay? And the people is fine with that. If you want to be, or try to be a man, come in the real life, face to face. Not hide your face like coward, okay? Don't play smart because you are so idiot. Evie, I'm sorry you are both dealing with that. It's okay. These people showing their manners, their own, showing they're racist. And how loser they are. It's actually so disgusting. Exactly, Gia, yeah. If this happened to any one of these guys, okay, they're gonna cry like babies. I hope it's happened for them, just to feel the others. Fat incel troll loser. Dang, 180 watching right now, yeah, I'm famous, you know?
Okay, first of all, soft hands, tall Pete's, you're not famous. You're cohabitating with a fat internet train wreck. Second, that laugh dries up every puss it comes in contact with. Shut up.
We are in Kuwait, and I think everybody know our address, so if anyone of you think he's hero and a man, just come and see what will happen, okay? Stop being trolls, and at least we show ourselves, we show our address, we show everything, not like that loser who called Farty, who tell the trolls, oh, go and say, hey, kiss, go. That he think he will like trigger us or something. Just be a man for one moment only. try to be a man for 1 second. Trolls, go to your motherfuckers who sent you here, who called Farty, that he is useless, and if he is think that he is a man, I'm here in Kuwait and you know my address, okay? And we show our face and our address. We're not afraid. He's the biggest coward on the internet, I swear. Mark my words, okay? Farty, mark my words. You're gonna clean my shoes with your tongue, okay? Fat loser?
So you may be wondering, what was Hungry Haley doing during all of this? Well, talking shit in the chat, of course. Here's a little bit of what she said. Someone asks if she's safe in Kuwait, to which she replies, "I'm not afraid of that fat loser. Don't worry." She tells whoever Amanda is that she will never hide and calls her a dumb bitch, adding that she's not a fat coward, which is a lie. She taunts Marty to come to Salah's chat to talk shit and calls him a sad sack of shit. She says her family has weapons to defend themselves and says Marty will end up with charges. She says Marty won't be coming to Kuwait because his fat ass can't leave his house and says if he does come, he'll be butt buddies with Cyrax. Tells him to go kiss his pathetic girlfriend who condones his incel shit. She says he's gay for Cyrax and that he's a lowlife with 8,000 subs that harasses people online for LOLs and that his trolls make him look dumber. She says he's human trash and that she's not dumb like Cyrax because she knows the laws and she's relentless. Which, the only relentless thing about you is your appetite goral. She then goes on to say that the Wheeling Police Department is aware of what Marty is doing and they will find where he lives. More on that in a minute. There's much, much more. But you get the point. Marty did go live during this and I found this clip to be interesting.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to prison for a while. She called the police department in the town that they haven't lived in nearly like a decade, so even if she were to find out where I live, I think she's going to encounter some jurisdictional hurdles, and it's not something I'm particularly worried about.
I don't know, Gherkins. You would think if she cared about her family at all, she'd shut her mouth. But she doesn't. She does not care how her actions affect anyone. This is why the community doesn't care what happens to her. She brings it on herself, and she brings it on her family. She likes to play pretend badass online, and while she's in another country, but I still don't think she realizes where this is all leading. Last night was a sample, and she still thinks it's a game, but that's on her. See you later, little Gherkins.
Pathetic.
She's so fat, she's so gross, she will never find love.
Pathetic.
So there's that. Hold on. I had to turn off a bunch of lights. So apparently, game on. I guess war it is. Chantal has chosen violence. So it was my imagination that Salah said, because you are so idiot. And he kept saying, try to be a man, try to be a man. It's like, oh, son. Salad. So, yeah, it sounds like she's going to double down. It'll be interesting to see. I think on the front end, Chantal's not going to be the one that suffers. I think her family will be the one that suffers. But I do think there'll be long-term repercussions to her for this. That's just my 2 cents. How big of a coward, right? Yeah, Salad's just in it for the Canadian equivalent of a green card. Yep, let the games begin. Be like Maximus, are you not entertained? Let's see. Yep, choices have been made. Things have been said. Yep, her ego over her family. But that has to do with her arrogance. Let's see. It's, yeah, I mean, there's not... I don't think there's much we can add to it at this point, you know. she writes her own narrative in her head. She's disingenuous. She can say what she wants. She doesn't care really about her family other than what they can do for her. So I suspect her family is going to be the ones that suffer. And like, how third grade is it? I know you are, but what am I? My dad has guns. I mean, really? Really? Is that where we're at? So, yeah. Well, it's 11:11. It's getting late. I should probably sign off. Hey, Pernilla, good to see you. We're kind of starting to wrap up. We just were reviewing the insanity. It turns out that Chantal was in Salad's chat, decided to double down and triple dog dare Marty. So it's going to be interesting to see. Let's see, Salad. I'm trying to see if I can find his. Let's see. I'm not even sure if this is his channel. Yep, nope, this is his. Let's see. I'm just checking. Playing last part of Resident Evil 4. So that was streamed about 4 hours ago. I don't think there's anything else up. Let's see. Yeah, that's probably all we're going to get for the night, I'm going to guess. But Chantal is in his chat smack talking, so all we could do is sit back and watch. See what happens. She's not going live. She's not putting videos. So, yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. Chantal and Salad decided they want to double down. Okay, good for them. Yeah, thanks, Ariana. Pernilla, so we're getting ready to sign off. It's getting late. I made a blackberry pie. We reviewed everything that Chantal has said between my last stream and today. We played a couple videos, and yeah, her family enabled her. I don't feel bad. Yeah, it's like I said, Chantal wasn't created in a vacuum. So, and the fact, like, you know, it seems like her family, they're not even trying to lock down their Facebook accounts and stuff. And it's like, are they just that confident or that dumb, man? I just keep that locked down when you have a train wreck in the family. So, okay. Good night, EP. Good night, Leanie. Good night, Pernilla. Good night, Ariana S. Good night, Rally Point. Good night, Blue Daisy. Good night, I said Leanie Bo. I said good night, Dax Marshall. Good night, Yarn Enthusiast. Good night, Christine B. Good night. I think I said EP, Rally Point. I get confused who I haven't said good night to. Let me see. Ariana. So anybody that's Beagle Mama, I don't know if you're still here. So anybody that's still lurking, good night. Thank you. I might go live this weekend. I don't want to become one of those channels that just goes live constantly. You know what I mean? Like, we need to have some stuff to talk about, and I need to have something to badly bake or questionably cook too. So, thank you for everybody for showing up here. I will go live. Hey, Harmony, good night to you, lady. Thank you. You took my terrible day, Harmony, and you made it so much less terrible. Thank you. I'm appreciative of everybody here. I really am. And just so everybody knows, if you have a different opinion than I do, like I speak authoritatively, you know, I'm very sure. But if you disagree with something I say, please voice it in the chat so I can address it. I am very open-minded. If somebody has a take, You know, it's like me. I think that she did that whole sauce mayo splash all over. I think she did it on purpose because A, B, and C. But if you have a different take and there's something that I'm not seeing, please, by all means, put it in the chat so we can have a conversation. That's the beauty of having civil discourse, you know, and having this conversation. We all learn that way. So, yeah, I appreciate everybody that's here. And, yeah, so, okay, I'm going to go. Thank you. I'll take a picture of the pie when it's done. I appreciate everybody. I mean, gosh, we had like up to 50 people here. That's a lot of people. So, all right, guys. Good night. Good night, everybody. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And don't forget to watch Chicken Pickles video. Let me see if I'll put Chicken Pickles video. Let's see if I can get back into the live stream from here so I can put it. Let's see, is it still there? Don't forget to watch Chicken Pickles video. Let me see if, yeah, so this I'm putting the link for Chicken Pickles. So be that video of hers we watched. Be sure to go watch that again. Okay, good night, everybody.